I'm Melissa Cole, I'm an artist blacksmith and I'm based in Wiltshire. I make ironwork for the home and the garden. I make my own designed work and it's all bespoke. Like most blacksmiths, I create work using a forge, anvil and hammer as it's been done for centuries, working with the hot metal to manipulate it and shape it. There are a number of female blacksmiths in our country and they're all brilliant. We've all got a passion for what we do. To be a modern blacksmith, I think you need to have a niche in the market and you have your style and people come to you for your style of work. All the different tools that I have around my workshop, they all have different use. I've made a lot of them, some of them I've acquired and some of them my lovely dad has given me. So it's always lovely if another blacksmith makes you a tool, you kind of really treasure it. And I do like to go around looking for hammers. They do call me 52 hammers because I have quite a few. So when I'm starting a piece of work, all my stock section is straight bars and I use the forge to heat the metal up to basically change the original sections, and it burns very hot, so I'm working at about 1300 in the heart of the fire, so it's a really high temperature. I got to the point where I was doing work that was slightly smaller and longer, and I wanted a car that was going to be really fun and was a statement. I'm really lucky. I have the most amazing Porsche 968 and I love it. I've had it about 11 years, and when it came to changing vehicles, I'd had 4x4s, I'd had estate cars. I started driving life with a little Mini, which was really Mini Clubman. It was amazing. You know, I'm not going to deny it, I wanted a really swanky car. And so I looked at all the different options, and the biggest deciding point for my car was how long a piece of metal you could get in it. I knew I was making these long pieces for these exhibitions, and if I wanted to be able to use it as my everyday work vehicle, it needed to have capacity. So the 968 came up brilliantly, because when you put the back seats down, open the boot, and shove something through between the driver's and the passenger seat, you can get a really long length in. Okay, you can get about 2.2 metres, and that's pretty good for a sports car. People aren't expecting me to turn up in my Porsche, and that's quite fun. I quite like to surprise people, you know. Firstly, they're not really expecting me to be a blacksmith, and secondly, they're not expecting me to drive a Porsche. The car is amazing to drive because it's that old technology, a bit like being a blacksmith really. It's old technology, you know, it doesn't have ABS. So you drive it carefully in the rain, you know, it's got guts, it's powerful, it goes very fast if you have an opportunity to drive it fast. I don't, because I'm living in a rural area and there's just not that many places around here you can go fast. But having said that, there's a road that I have driven all my life. It's the most magical route from Marlborough back to my parents' house, and I've always wanted to make a sculpture about that journey because my work is all about journeys. And driving that in the Porsche is just heaven because you've got these amazing corners, you've got these downs and you've got these swooping lines. And so if you look at my sculptural work, you see all of these lovely senses of movement. It's always a thrill to drive. It's not like an armchair drive, it's an exciting drive. You know, you drive the car, you don't sit in it and go somewhere, you drive the car, and that's great. It's like driving a sculpture, you know, it's about as close as I'm going to get to driving a sculpture. So, you know, it has that aesthetic quality that I really love.